Hi everyone. Today I have a very important guest with me, and I am sharing screen with Dr. Priya Saha. Dr. Priya
Good
Saha
afternoon, sir.
is good afternoon, Priya. How are you?
Sir, I'm fine.
Dr. Priya has done her MBBS from Arjikar Medical College, Kolkata, and she has scored a great rank of 3000 in this year NEET PG exam. Um, what is great about her achievement is that she has achieved it against all the odds. Last year, Dr. Priya wrote the exam and her rank was 1,12,000. A lot of time, student ask us, a lot of people who have written the exam this year are asking us, sir, I have got a rank of 60,000, 70,000, 90,000, 1 lakh, and I am very disappointed. I do not know what should I do. Do I really, am I, can I qualify the exam? Can I get a rank of getting my dream of doing PG in a government medical college in India? Or do I really deserve it? So there are a lot of self-doubts that come to your mind. So in this interview, we will try to answer all this, and not just this, there have been a lot of challenges that she faced during the course of preparation, how she's able to come out against all those odds and able to come out as a winner in this competitive exam. We will hear from Dr. Priya. So, Dr. Priya, welcome and congratulations
Thank
on
you so much,
getting
sir.
the dream that you have got. And please tell something about yourself.
Sir, I'm Dr. Priya Saha from Arjikar Medical College and Hospital. I live in Asansol, West Bengal. I went to Kota for my studies in 11-12 for NEET UG coaching. And then after I cracked my NEET UG in 2017 and I completed my internship in May 2023.
Okay. All right. So, Priya, when you joined a medical college, I always believe that the moment you entered into MBBS, that's a dream that, oh, now I'm able to become a doctor. And the moment you enter into the medical college, then you realize that being a doctor is not enough. In this society, the moment you tell anybody that you're a doctor, the first question that the people ask you is, what is the specialty? And
Yes, sir.
so this is a harsh truth that your journey doesn't get over by entering into the medical college. This journey keeps on. Yeah, I mean, it keeps on getting
So I
continued.
think getting into MBBS is just the start of the journey. We can put it that way.
Yeah. So tell me that what came to your mind when you entered into the medical college? What are the challenges that you faced? How you were able to overcome those challenges? And then we will talk about your journey in the for the PG competitive exam.
So it was always a dream for me to become a doctor because my elder brother is a special child and he's autistic and has been diagnosed with ADHD as well. So since very childhood, I had been to various hospitals in India for his treatment. So that gave me motivation to become a doctor in the first place. So when I cracked NEET UG and went to Ajikar Medical College, I really felt that okay, this is the first baby step that I have put towards achieving my dream. And then came the real thing that I was introduced to subjects like anatomy, biochemistry, and physiology from three very basic subjects of biology, chemistry, and physics. Suddenly getting such a huge syllabus, I was completely perplexed, like what to do now, how to study, how to adjust in this environment. I was a hostelite, so adjusting there in a government hostel is also a thing. So then my seniors and my friends guided me that okay, you should join Dr. Bhatia Medical College, Medical Coaching Institute. So I joined in the first year itself, so that my basics are strong. Because once my basics are strong, I knew that I can build on concepts after that. So yes, I joined it in first year, face to
Oh
face
wow.
class.
So that
In
means you're a fundamental batch student, है
yes,
ना?
sir.
है ना? Okay. All right. So tell me that how you utilized this to get some base at and what you actually did.
Okay, so I used to attend my classes, And I used to see that teachers, every faculty is putting so much of effort in teaching us, like they are teaching for continuous 10-12 hours at a stretch. So I think it should not be a problem for me to absorb what they are teaching, to make proper notes, and then come home and revise it on the same day itself, so that the concepts are reinforced in my brain and I don't tend to forget the information. So that I used to do, and then I used to solve just a few questions here and there, because that at that time I did not very meticulously solve questions. I'm focused mainly on preparing the notes, so that I have my notes ready once I'm ready to face the actual NEET PG preparation.
Yeah. So basically, you kept on reading, you attended classes, then the COVID happened, and you told me that
Yes, sir.
once the COVID happened, that you switched to the DBMCI live classes as well as
Yes,
some of the classes. So what you
yes,
did is during your MBBS, you prepared all the notes of all 19
yes,
subjects.
sir. Yes, sir.
And but you did not do much of the questions during that
No,
particular
sir.
time.
No, sir.
Internship happened, internship was hectic. You were
It was
not
very
very
hectic.
serious. There were some family challenges that
Yes.
happened. You wrote the NEET PG exam, and what was the result?
Sir, I wrote the NEET PG exam for first time in 2023, and I got a rank of 1,12,000. And it was
Tell me,
very,
yeah,
at
tell
first I was,
me when you saw this result,
yes, sir.
what was your first reaction? What came to your mind?
Sir, I was a little bit disappointed, to be very honest, with myself. I have no one to blame. I was disappointed with myself that I could have studied a bit more. I could have done this. The questions were not that difficult, but I couldn't recollect what I have studied. I was a bit disappointed, to be very honest, at first. I had lost all hopes that, oh my God, will I be able to do it in next year as well? What will others say? What will my relatives say? My family say? It was a lot going on.
So, a lot of doubt comes to your mind in these scenarios, right? Lot of self doubt come. This is happening with lot of people. Tell me then what you did.
So my parents were my biggest support system all throughout. They gave me confidence that no, beta, you study, you will be able to do it. Just come home, you have finished your internship. Come home, study every day meticulously. We are sure that you will get through. So that gave me confidence that okay, I should now properly sit and prepare for NEET PG. Like I started with giving GT first time for the first time.
You had now a situation when you had all the 19 subject notes that you have prepared were available with you. You had a not so great rank
No, sir.
as a what say as a tag for you.
Yes, sir.
How you handled this situation?
First of all, I like to say that I thought that I'll give it another chance, that I'll take one more year and I'll prepare. At first, I was really demotivated. Like, what is the use? Will I be able to achieve anything from a six-digit rank? I don't think I'll be able to do much of a difference also, even if I study. But then I was like, okay, if my parents have made so much of sacrifice to see where I am today, then why not let me put in some more effort, let me put in some hard work into it, and let's leave everything else to God the Almighty, and let's put our 100% first.
So, what was your typical day in your preparation time? Tell me, lot of people are in this boat. They want to listen from you. First message you have already passed it on that from 1,12,000 you can reach to 3,000. You cannot remove just one zero. You can remove two zeros in your preparation. One. So this message is already very loud and clear to everyone. But now they want you have done it. This is possible. But now let's talk about the next question. How it was possible. So what was your typical day? At what time you used to get up in the morning? How you were able to handle that? What were the challenges that you realized in your first preparation? How you handle them and move forward?
Sir, the very first step I did was to remove all my social media because I didn't want any hassle. Everything from Insta to Facebook, I removed everything. I was there on Telegram because I got to know that there are quizzes and questions in different groups going on. So one such group was DBMCI Premier Group. The questions used to come up every day. So I used to solve those questions. So I kept Telegram, but everything else was removed. That was first thing. I used to get up every day at 8 a.m. And because I used to go to sleep at late at night. So I used to wake up at 8 a.m. and by 9 a.m. I used to be at my study table. Anyhow, the first thing I did on the very first day, I gave a GT and I scored really bad. It was around 270, first GT score. And then I started to analyze my things, that what areas should I focus? What are my weakest subjects? Which subjects I'm personally very scared of? Like, I cannot do it. It needs a lot of time. So I figured those out. I made a wrong copy. From every GT, I used to note down whatever wrong is questions there were, why I did it wrong and all. And then whole day I used to, after that first GT, I used from the very next day I started studying my notes, page to page, like everything from that notes. I used to highlight whatever previous year topics are there, whatever important questions are there. I used to highlight those points, put a question mark, question symbol, that this is a previous year question, write down the year in which year it has come. So I used to prepare that way. And then I funnel down things. Like, I cannot revise everything from every note all the time, so I funneled down things. I made it shorter and shorter until I had a revisable amount of notes.
So you did it yourself. I mean, it's not like that you used some shortcut methods. You relied on your notes that you have prepared during the classes. You identified that what are the things that you are forgetting. You have started writing the wrong thing at a separate place so that you can revise it. And you kept on decreasing rather than thinking that it is too bulky. You have kept on decreasing it, decreasing it,
Yes,
decreasing
sir.
it. This is the philosophy that you follow.
Just one more thing I would like to add here, sir. DBMCI started a one-shot program. So I joined that because I really wanted to
So
study
that
from
must be in the later part of your preparation.
very end.
Yeah.
That
So
was the
right now we
very
are
end.
talking about the see. I want students should actually realize it that how their preparation should go. Let us say that a student wants to start today, who has got not a great rank, who has got a rank of let's say 70,000 or 90,000, and he's thinking that am I capable enough of getting a rank of 1,000? Am I capable enough of getting a rank of 2,000? Answer is yes, you are very
Yes,
much
sir.
capable. So, a rough schedule we are trying to figure it out for that student. So, tell me in detail how you did your first reading now. I want to call it as a first reading that from the exam, you must have made some schedule, how you did subject, which subject you did from which place, how much time you have given, so that student who is looking you as a role model can think and work on this philosophy.
So I have used DBMCI e-Gurukul app, and question bank and GTs were from DBMCI only. Um, uh, so I made all my notes were ready from in MBBS time only. So I just in my first reading, like we say, I didn't pay much attention to very minute details. I just went on reading and reading, and that first reading did not take much of a time because I did not invest time in understanding it. I just wanted to know how much is the load of the syllabus that I need to know. So first reading was over within of all subjects was over within 25 days, including everything. After that, when I started reading for understanding the concepts, like each and every
So
detail,
basically, I will not call it as a reading. You did an overview.
I did an overview.
You just did an overview of the notes that you have prepared in the last 5 years.
Yes, yes,
Broad. Okay.
because all I had lost touch from
कहाँ
those
पर क्या
notes.
लिखा है ना मतलब what is
Yes,
written
sir.
at what place,
Yes,
that
sir.
is
I
what you
had lost
basically did.
touch with it. I had lost
Okay.
touch with it over
Yeah.
5 years. So I needed to brush them. Like, I was not even able to recognize my own handwriting. Like, what have I
This
prepared?
happens with a lot of people. Yeah. And
So, so yeah.
then
So
after the overviewing, then what, how you started it?
then I made a routine of after dividing this time for each subject. Like for surgery, I gave 7 days. For medicine, I gave 7 days. For big subjects like medicine, surgery, obs gynae, and I would say pedia and ortho combined, I gave 7 days, like 1 month for all the big four subjects. Yes.
And what
After
about
that,
PSM?
PSM I'm coming to. PSM was something that I tend to forget a lot. There were a lot of factual information, a lot of yojnas and all. So I used to forget them very easily. So I thought that okay, I'll take it up in the end. Anatomy, PSM, biochemistry. These were the subjects that I took up in the end, like of my first basic conceptual reading. These were the subjects that I took. These three subjects took me around 20 days to complete because I was really very scared of anatomy to be true. But Dr. Ashwani sir made it a cakewalk, honestly.
Priya, in this world, when there is a lot of FOMO that comes, a lot of your senior, lot of your friends, lot of things on the social media will keep on saying no, and you watch interviews of lot of toppers, and then you say that okay, no, he has read this also, he has read this also, so and specifically when you have got a bad result, so how you were able to calm yourself कि नहीं, what you are doing is correct, what you are doing is right, and okay, I have to trust on this, and this is how. So how you were able to manage it?
So there was a lot of FOMO, I have to admit, because everyone kept saying this is good, that is good, you should do this also, try solving questions from that also. But in the back of my mind, I knew that if I have all my notes prepared, I'm already studying from one source, I should stick to that source, because the more number of voices you will hear and more number of people will tell you the concepts, that won't help. I think one person hearing the one person saying the same concept again and again would reinforce the voice in your head. I mean, in the exam, you can actually hear the voices of faculty saying the answer to you, prompting it out. So that is something you will get only if you follow one single source for your notes and all.
Yeah, I'm lot of faculties of DBMCI will also be watching this interview. So any names that you specifically want to mention, like you read all the subjects, so any specific names that you want to mention?
So first of all, I would like to say this is a fangirl moment because I really admire you. First of all, I really admire, look up to you because all your motivational sessions and all your videos, they were very like they were not like कि बहलाना है. They were very true कि ये करना है तो ये मिलेगा, ये करना पड़ेगा. You have to be disciplined. You have to do all the hard work. That was something I really admired. Also, I really admire Dr. Praveen Gupta sir, and Dr. Ramashri ma'am helped me with OBS Gynae. Dr. Neha Agarwal with Optha. I was really pathetic in Optha, I must admit. I was pathetic. I used to do all my questions wrong. Somehow I didn't get the concepts, but Neha ma'am made it a cakewalk. And lastly, Dr. Ashwani sir for
Okay.
anatomy.
Uh, uh, Priya, I feel that knowledge enhancement is one aspect and knowledge testing is another aspect. And one of the biggest area which student do a mistake during their preparation is they don't pay much of an attention of solving questions, and very important is writing GT. And I think that was also one of the mistake that you did in your first attempt
Yes,
also.
sir. Yes, sir.
What you did to that? How did you solve question? How many questions you were solving daily? How you were doing it, and how many GTs you were writing monthly?
So I used to make it a point that I write GT once in every 14 days. For the initial 6 months, I did that. For the initial 6 months,
So
I
that
did
means two GTs in a month.
2 GTs in a month. Yes. And post that, when exam was nearing, like exam was supposed to be in March. So from January, I started writing GTs every week. Other than GTs, I used to practice questions, either custom module, mixed bag, or subject wise GTs, whatever subject I have finished, minimum 100 questions every day.
Okay. And what was your primary source of doing questions?
I followed DBMCI question bank and GT.
Okay, all right. Now towards the
Also, sir, I would like to add that you should solve previous year questions as well as your first hand tool to know which topics they are asking. Apart from coaching institute GTs, I think recall based previous year question solving is very important.
yeah, no, absolutely true. Um, and towards the end, a lot of time what happens is that you want a quick reading, and you were mentioning about one shot. how you utilized One Shot and how you were able to incorporate it with your existing revision.
So I had already funneled down all my notes. I had my wrong copy ready, but still, after that postponement and preponement thing, I was very disturbed and not being able to cope up with it anymore. Like I had lost my patience, I guess, to some extent. So that's when One Shot came very, very handy. Everything, every faculty had planned it out in such a unique way that all the points were covered in a very crisp manner, and someone who has already read from the main notes, they won't have a problem following One Shot. And One Shot will give you is a very good resource for the very last minute revision, all the important points that you really need to know for the exam. You cannot afford to forget points from One Shot at all.
You were mentioning that when you were writing the exam, you could hear the faculty sounds.
Yes. Yes,
So
sir.
tell which shift you were in the NEET PG exam.
I was in shift 2.
You were in the shift too. Okay. And what was your first reaction after coming out from the examination hall? And
I
how
was very
many?
I
Uh,
was very confused, sir, and everyone in the exam hall itself. After the exam is over, they make them sit you for some time for the formalities that go on post exam, and at the center itself. So I met most of my friends and batchmates in the exam center itself, and all of them were shattered. I was also like, what just happened? I am like so perplexed. Did I do good? Did I do bad? What happened? Like some questions were there, they were very direct, very straightforward, straight from the, I guess I can say it was straight from the One Shot itself. So that was a cakewalk. Those questions did not even take any time. Questions that took time were the ones that needed to apply a lot of in-depth concept. That's when main notes help you. That's where main notes help.
so I think it's a very relevant point that you have mentioned that I always say that there are certain questions in the paper that anybody can solve. These are factual stuff. You have read it from anywhere, from any short course, you will be able to answer them. But uh, when it comes to the questions on applied knowledge, when it comes questions on understanding a concept, this is an area where your in-depth knowledge of the subject comes, and that is an area when you have to read the subject in a much deeper way.
Yes, sir.
A very important message which has come out from this particular interview with Dr. Priya is that you may have a bad score at one point of time in your life, but the failure does not mean that you have to stop. Failure
Absolutely.
is an opportunity to show it to the world that you can do a much better. It's a small set of motivation at my end. If Dr. Priya would have got maybe a rank of 30,000 in the first attempt, she might have settled with a branch, or might be confused. But God has given her an opportunity that she can prove herself in a much better way, and now the result is in front of you. So if you have got a bad score, I know that it is a disappointment, but that does not mean that it is the end of the world. We have a chance, we can identify, we can stand again, and we will work very hard so that next year we will be talking in the same way, and you will be guiding your junior that how you can utilize your time by trusting your teachers, by trusting your resources, and following them religiously in a disciplined manner. I always say that success in a competitive exam is dependent on PhD, perseverance, hard work, and discipline. So she is a perfect example of that. Do let us know that what we can do for you. I will be bringing more of such interviews of comeback where the students, because of some odd circumstances, could not perform, but they came out as winner in the exam. Heartiest congratulations, Priya, once
Thank you,
again
sir.
to you and to your entire family, and may
Thank
the
you,
God
sir.
bless you always.
Thank you, sir.